Okay, so tech interviews,
Yeah.
they can be pretty intense.
Right, absolutely.
You've got all these algorithms bouncing around in your head,
Right.
and then there's a pressure of like,
Yeah.
wanting to impress the interviewers.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, you're trying to figure out
Yeah.
how to stand out
Stand out. Yeah.
from all the other talented people applying for the same job.
You got it.
That's exactly what we're diving into today.
Yeah.
We're going to break down how to totally ace those tech interviews
Awesome.
and hopefully land that dream job you've been eyeing.
That's the goal.
Now, I think something that often gets overlooked in tech interviews
Mm-hmm.
is how important that first impression is.
Oh, for sure. Especially that elevator pitch.
Right. Like that initial
It's their
introduction.
moment to shine.
You're totally right.
You've got to grab their attention right off the bat.
Like the hook of a song.
Exactly. Set the stage for a successful interview.
Okay, so let's break down how to craft an elevator pitch that not only shows off your skills,
Yeah.
but also leaves them wanting more.
Okay, so think of it like a story with a clear structure. Present, past, future.
Okay, I like that.
You start by telling them where you are now, your current role.
So what you do.
Exactly what you do.
Got it.
Keep it short and sweet, but compelling.
Concise but compelling.
Yes. Then you move on to the past.
Go.
Highlight maybe one or two experiences that really show off your skills and how you've grown.
So those key moments that demonstrate your expertise.
Yes, and then you wrap it up by connecting your aspirations to the future.
Looking ahead.
Right, focusing on why you're excited about this specific opportunity.
And this specific company.
Exactly, that's key.
I see. So it's like painting a picture of your career journey,
Yeah,
but in a way that's directly relevant to their needs.
that's the key.
Okay, could you give us an example of what this would sound like?
Absolutely. Imagine you're a software engineer with a couple years of experience under your belt.
Okay, got it.
You could say something like, currently, I'm a back-end developer focused on building scalable systems for e-commerce platforms.
Okay.
In my previous role, I led a project that optimized database queries,
I see.
which resulted in a 30% reduction in load times.
Nice.
I'm looking for a role where I can contribute to a larger scale system and collaborate with a diverse team, which is why I'm really excited about this opportunity at your company.
That's a great example. I noticed how it subtly highlights the impact of their work,
Yeah.
like quantifying the reduction in load times.
Yes, it's not just what you did, but the results you achieved.
It's about the difference you made.
Exactly. Numbers speak volumes in tech.
All right, so you've nailed that elevator pitch.
Okay.
Now get ready for those common interview questions
Oh, yeah.
that can sometimes feel a bit tricky.
Like, tell me about yourself.
Yes, or the dreaded, what is your greatest weakness?
Ah, the classics.
How do you navigate those without sounding like you're reading from a script?
You have to use those questions to show off your personality. Okay.
And your unique strengths. What makes you you?
Right, like your unique value proposition.
Yes. For tell me about yourself. Think of it like a longer version of your elevator pitch.
Okay, so an extended elevator pitch.
Exactly. Start with what you're doing now, briefly touch on a few key experiences, and then tie it back to your goals.
And why this specific opportunity excites you.
Exactly. Weave a story that's both genuine and relevant.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, for that weakness question,
The one everyone dreads.
it's all about self-awareness and having a growth mindset.
Right. So choosing a weakness that isn't mission critical for the job.
Exactly, and frame it as something you're actively working to improve.
Show them you're proactive.
Yes. For example, you could say, public speaking used to be a challenge for me, but I've been working on my communication skills.
Okay.
I recently joined Toastmasters, and it's really helping me build confidence and improve my presentations.
I like that. It shows that you recognize areas for growth.
Yeah.
And that you're taking steps to address them.
It's exactly
Yes.
this initiative.
Now let's tackle that tough question.
Okay.
Why should we hire you?
That's your closing argument.
It does feel like the culmination of everything you've presented so far.
It is. You've got to convince them you're the right fit.
How do you do that without sounding arrogant or like you're trying too hard?
Think of it as connecting the dots between your skills, your experiences, and what they need.
So aligning your strengths with their needs.
Precisely. You could say something like, I believe my expertise in data systems, along with my strong communication and collaboration skills, make me a great candidate for this role.
Okay.
I'm confident that I can contribute to your team's success from day one.
It's like presenting yourself as the solution to their problem.
You got it.
Hmm.
You're showing them how your skills and experience directly match what they're looking for.
Okay, so shifting gears a little bit,
Yeah.
let's delve into behavioral questions.
Okay.
These are those questions where they ask you to describe how you handled specific situations in the past.
Right. They want to see how you've behaved in real-world situations.
Like they're trying to predict your future performance based on your past actions.
Exactly. Using your past behavior as a predictor.
I've always found these a bit tricky.
Yeah, they can be.
So what's the best way to approach them?
One of the most effective ways is using the STAR method.
STAR method, okay.
It stands for situation, task, action, result.
So it's like a framework for structuring your answers.
Precisely. Gives you a clear roadmap.
All right, let's break that down a bit.
Okay, so first, you set the scene with the situation.
Okay, paint a picture of what was going on.
Right. Describe the specific event or challenge you were facing.
Got it.
Then you outline the task. What was your responsibility in that situation?
What were you supposed to achieve?
Exactly. What were your goals? Then comes the action, the specific steps you took to address the challenge.
So the concrete steps you took.
Yes. And finally, you highlight the result, the positive outcome of your actions.
What was the impact of your actions?
Exactly. Did you solve the problem? Did you meet your goals?
I see. So it's like telling a mini story that demonstrates your problem-solving skills.
Yes. Show them how you handle real-world challenges.
Okay, could you give us an example of how this might play out in a tech interview?
Okay, imagine they ask you, tell me about a time you had to deal with a difficult customer.
Okay, a classic scenario.
You could say, in my previous role as a support engineer, we had a customer who was extremely frustrated with a bug that was affecting their business.
I see, setting the scene.
My task was to calm the situation down, figure out the root cause of the bug, and provide a solution that met their needs.
So outlining the task and the goals.
Yes, I started by actively listening to their concerns and acknowledging their frustration.
Okay, so empathy and communication.
Exactly. Then I worked with the development team to identify the source of the bug, and we implemented a fix.
That's the action, taking steps to solve the problem.
Right. As a result, the customer was very satisfied with the resolution, and they even sent a commendation to our team.
Nice. So a positive outcome and a happy customer.
You got it.
That's a great example. It clearly walks through each step of the STAR method.
It's a clear and concise narrative.
And it highlights not just the technical skills,
Yeah.
but also those soft skills like communication and problem solving.
Those are crucial in any role.
This has been really helpful so far.
Good. Glad to hear it.
I'm already feeling more prepared to tackle those tech interviews.
That's the goal.
But before we move on,
Yeah.
I want to emphasize the importance of preparation and practice.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like anything else. The more you practice, the more confident you become.
Like training for a marathon?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So rehearse your elevator pitch.
Yes.
Practice those answers to common questions.
It will make you feel more comfortable and prepared.
And don't forget to research the company and the role you're applying for.
Oh, that's crucial.
Understanding their culture, their values, and the specific requirements of the position will help you tailor your responses and show them you're genuinely interested.
It shows you've done your homework.
It's like showing up to a party and knowing who the host is.
Exactly. You want to make a good impression.
Now, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Yeah.
I want to touch on another crucial element of tech interviews,
Okay.
which is handling those technical questions that really test your skills.
Oh, yeah. Those can be tough.
Any advice on how to approach those without getting flustered?
The key is to approach them with a clear and structured mindset.
Okay.
Take a moment to collect your thoughts before you answer.
Don't just blurt out the first thing that comes to mind.
Exactly. Think it through.
Okay.
And articulate your response in a way that shows you understand the concepts and can solve problems.
So take a breath and then map out your approach before diving in.
Precisely. And it often helps to think out loud.
Okay. Interesting.
Verbalize your thought process as you're working through the problem.
So let them see how you're breaking things down.
Exactly. It allows the interviewers to see how you approach challenges.
It's like giving them a window into your brain as you're tackling the problem.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to ask clarifying questions if you need to.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's better to be sure you fully understand the problem.
It shows that you're thorough.
Okay, now let's talk about a specific type of technical question that often comes up.
Okay.
Coding challenges.
Ah, yes. Those are designed to assess your coding skills and your ability to solve problems algorithmically.
They can be a bit intimidating.
They can be, but with the right approach, you can handle them.
So what's the best way to approach a coding challenge in an interview?
First, choose a programming language that you're comfortable with.
Stick to your strengths.
Exactly. Don't try to impress them with a language you don't know well.
Right. Better to show mastery of something you know inside and out.
Next, break down the problem into smaller, manageable steps.
So don't try to solve the whole thing at once.
Right. Start by outlining the steps you need to take,
Okay.
and then tackle each step one by one.
It's like creating a roadmap for your code.
Exactly. And as you're writing code, explain your thinking to the interviewers.
So talk through your process.
Yes, verbalize your reasoning for each line of code.
That helps them understand your logic.
Exactly. And your approach to problem solving.
This has been a great start to our deep dive.
Good to hear.
We've covered a lot of ground, from that initial elevator pitch to handling those tricky coding challenges.
We've got a lot more to explore,
Absolutely. Stay tuned for part 2 of our deep dive.
where we'll delve even deeper
We'll get into more technical questions, talk about culture fit.
and give you those final tips to help you land that dream tech job.
So make sure to come back for more.
It's going to be good. And even if you do get stuck during a coding challenge,
Yeah.
don't panic.
Right. It happened.
It happens to everyone.
To the best of us, yeah.
Yeah.
Just take a deep breath.
Okay.
Try to isolate the issue.
Okay.
And don't be afraid to ask for a little guidance
Yeah.
or some clarification from those interviewers,
Yeah. I think that shows that you're willing to learn. Absolutely.
and that you're not afraid to ask for help when you need it.
It's more about how you approach those challenges
Right.
than just churning out perfect code.
Exactly. It's that problem-solving mindset.
They're looking for someone who can communicate, collaborate, and solve problems.
Under pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
So speaking of fitting in,
Okay.
let's switch gears a little bit and talk about culture fit.
Yeah, culture fit.
It's not just about your technical skills,
Oh,
right?
it's a big one.
They also want to see if you'll mesh well with the company's overall environment.
Absolutely. Companies want people who not only have the skills,
Yeah.
but who will also thrive in their work environment.
So how can you demonstrate that you're a good culture fit?
Okay, well, it starts with research.
Okay.
Before you even go to that interview,
Yeah.
take some time to really understand the company's culture.
All right. So do your homework.
Yes. Look at their website,
Mm.
their social media,
Yeah.
read any articles or reviews you can find. Get a feel for their values, their mission, their overall vibe.
It's like going on a date. You want to make sure you're compatible.
Exactly. And during the interview, just be yourself.
Authenticity is key.
Let your personality shine through.
Don't try to be someone you're not.
Exactly. And ask questions about their culture.
Okay?
This shows that you're interested in understanding their work environment
Yeah.
and whether it's the right fit for you.
It's a two-way street.
Absolutely. You're interviewing them just as much as they're interviewing you.
Okay, now let's tackle a topic that can sometimes feel a bit awkward. Salary negotiation.
Ah, yes. Salary negotiation.
It's important to know your worth.
It is, and to advocate for yourself.
So any tips on how to approach this?
Before you even start negotiating,
Yeah.
research the industry average for that role,
Okay.
for your location.
Right. Location matters.
There are tons of resources online that can help you with this.
So do your market research?
Exactly. Figure out what your skills and experience are worth.
Okay. And then
Once you have a sense of the going rate,
Yeah.
determine your salary range.
based on your qualifications.
Yeah, and the specific responsibilities of the role.
Got it.
Be ready to justify your expectations.
Okay.
Explain why you deserve that compensation.
So be prepared to make your case.
Exactly. And remember, negotiation is a give and take.
Right.
Be open to discussing different options, like benefits, bonuses, or equity.
So it's about finding a solution that works for both sides.
It's a collaborative process.
Okay, now let's shift gears again and talk about networking.
Networking is so important, especially in tech.
It's not just what you know, it's who you know.
Right, building relationships can open doors.
So how do you network effectively in the tech world?
Well, attending industry events is a great way to start.
Conferences, meetups, things like that?
Exactly. And connecting with people on LinkedIn.
Okay, online networking.
And don't be shy about reaching out to people for informational interviews.
Informational interviews are a great way to get insights.
Yeah, you can learn about a company, a role, or an industry.
From someone who's already there.
Exactly. It's a chance to make a connection.
And potentially get your foot in the door.
Right. You're building bridges.
And don't forget to follow up after an interview.
Oh, following up is crucial.
You want to stay on their radar?
And reiterate your enthusiasm for the opportunity.
A thank you note can make a big difference.
It shows that you're genuinely interested.
Okay, so sending a thank you note.
Keep it short, professional, and personalized.
Okay.
Thank them for their time, express your enthusiasm, And maybe mention something specific that you remember from the conversation.
This shows you're paying attention.
It shows you were engaged.
Now let's talk about something else that can really help you stand out.
Okay.
Your online presence.
Yeah. Think of it like your digital storefront.
It's often the first impression you make on potential employers.
Exactly. A well-crafted LinkedIn profile,
Yeah.
a portfolio of your work,
Okay.
maybe even a personal website.
Right, like a digital resume.
Yeah. Yes, these can showcase your skills, your experience, and your personality.
It's a way to tell your professional story.
And to control the narrative.
Okay, so we've covered a lot in this part.
We have, from salary negotiation to networking.
As we head into the final part of our deep dive, what are some key takeaways you want our listeners to remember?
I think the biggest thing is that tech interviews are about more than just technical skills.
Right.
They're about showing them your unique value, your communication skills,
Yeah.
your problem-solving abilities, and how well you'd fit into their culture.
It's about being a well-rounded individual.
Exactly. And preparation is key.
Right. Rehearse your elevator pitch, practice your answers, research the company.
Be ready to talk about your salary expectations.
The more prepared you are, the more confident you'll feel.
And the better your chances of landing that job.
But beyond preparation, what else can help our listeners really shine in a tech interview? What sets a candidate apart from the crowd? It feels like authenticity and passion play a big role. When someone genuinely loves what they do, it really shows.
Yeah, their enthusiasm is contagious.
So how can you showcase that passion in a tech interview?
Talk about personal projects or side hustles you're working on.
Things you do outside of work.
Especially those that connect with the role you want.
So for example, if you're interviewing for a software engineering position, you could mention an open source project you contribute to.
Right.
Or a cool app you're building in your spare time.
Exactly. It shows you're genuinely interested.
It goes beyond just wanting a paycheck.
It shows you're passionate about tech.
That you're learning and growing.
And that you're willing to put in the time.
Even outside of work.
Yeah, for projects you're excited about.
It shows you're truly invested in this field.
It paints a picture of someone who's not just clocking in and out.
Right, but who's really dedicated to the craft.
Exactly. Now, beyond those individual skills, there are some larger trends shaping tech hiring.
Yeah, interesting. Like what?
One big one is the emphasis on soft skills.
So it's not just about being a coding genius anymore.
It's more than that.
Companies want well-rounded individuals.
Right.
People who can communicate well.
Yeah.
Collaborate effectively.
And adapt to change.
Because the tech world is all about innovation and teamwork.
Exactly. And things change so rapidly.
So those soft skills are super valuable.
They are essential.
Are there any other trends our listeners should know about?
Another key trend is the focus on diversity and inclusion.
Companies want to build more representative teams.
They're recognizing the value of different perspectives.
It's not just about fairness. It's about building stronger teams.
Exactly. Diversity leads to more creativity and innovation.
And we're also seeing a rise in remote work.
Oh, yeah. Remote work is huge.
And distributed teams.
Which has changed the hiring process.
Companies have had to adapt.
Video interviews, online assessments.
Virtual onboarding.
It's the new normal.
So for those searching for tech jobs, they need to be aware of these trends.
And adapt accordingly.
So it's not just about mastering those coding challenges.
That's right.
It's about showcasing those soft skills.
Absolutely.
Highlighting your commitment to diversity. And embracing this new world of remote work. As we wrap up this deep dive into mastering tech interviews.
Yeah.
Any final words of wisdom for our listeners?
Remember, tech interviews are about showcasing your unique skills, your experience, your passion for technology, and proving you're the right fit for the team.
It's about showing them you're ready to contribute.
Preparation is key.
Yes.
But don't forget to be yourself.
Right. Let your personality shine.
Enthusiastic.
Engage with those interviewers.
The best interviews are like conversations.
Relax. Be yourself. And enjoy the experience.
And remember, even if you don't get a particular job,
each
interview is a learning opportunity.
It's a chance to grow.
Take the feedback. Apply it to future opportunities.
Keep getting better.
The tech world is always changing.
It's true.
So stay curious. Stay adaptable.
Never stop learning.
That's the key.
That's a great note to end on.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into mastering tech interviews.
It was my pleasure.
We hope you found it insightful and helpful.
Yeah, good luck with your job search.
You've got this.